welcome back to Inspiration Friday with Fleur and Joy. It's Fleur here today with you to talk about getting inspiration from sketches. And this month Joy and I are using a sketch. You can see it here. This sketch is from scrapfriends.com.au, and it's a really cool kind of layered sketch. You can see there's lots of layers, and if you're into the mixed media, there looks like there's some opportunity to add some ink and that kind of stuff to it, and I love all the layers. That's perfect for me. So we're going to take our inspiration from this sketch today, and we're going to apply it to our projects, and you'll see how Joy does it and how I do it on my video. I'm actually going to be using a photo from this week, and my son does musical theater and competitive hip-hop, and one of my most favorite things is when they start doing competitions, and this was our first competition this week, and the Studio West Dance is where he dances here in Delta, BC, and you can see this is one of their photos, and I just love that they posted this. This is just on the award stage, and there's a lot of the teammates that Lyndon has, and they just posted we have so much fun at award sessions, which we do. It's such an amazing experience for him growing up with all these friends, and they are like a second family to us because we see them so much. So I really wanted to scrap this photo. I just love it, and my son is the one in the middle there with it looks like ponytails in his hair. Supposedly one of the girls was playing with it. So anyway, I'm going to scrap this photo, and I will be back to show you what products I use and how I incorporate the sketch into my layout. Be right back. So I took a look through my stash, and I've been trying to use that up. So I have a lot of the Amy Tangerine Finders Keepers collection left, and there's quite a bit in here that I can use. It's quite a dark photo, so I'm probably going to use darker colors with it and back it onto maybe the white just to make it pop. And I also found this top 10, so 2 of his routines this year made it into top 10 overall, the whole competition, which is an amazing feat. So I wanted to use that top 10. I also have some washi tape. I also have the stamps that I bought for this collection, so I thought the hello there maybe, and the XO, the hearts, I could use those, and also maybe the camera, and the hi with the little heart as well. So I'm going to try and incorporate stamps. I don't usually do that. That's not something that I do all the time, but I thought with this sketch that there was a little bit of the mixed media element in there, so I thought maybe I would try and use some stamps. So, and I also have these words from the Amy Tangerine collection with the scripty font, so there's a couple in here I could use as well. Like we could use the Seriously. I actually wanted to title this Squad Goals because that's kind of a teen talk. Their squad is their friends, and I guess this would be a goal, reaching the top 10. So I thought that might be a good title for my layout, so I'll go and find some alphas that I can use that will match the layouts. But first I'm going to get started on doing some layering, and we'll go from there, so I'll be right back. So the first thing I'm going to work on is the layers down the side, and I've just pulled out some scrap pieces of paper that I had, as well as all the tear-off strips from the bottom of the papers. So these are all kind of just the strips, and then just some longer pieces of pattern paper that I had, and I'm just going to work on this section first, which it was a bunch of layers just down the side, and I'm just going to start adding them until I like the way it looks. I think I'm going to use a lot of blues in this, so I think I'll use the blue, and then maybe the turquoise. There's not a lot of pink in this paper here, so I could maybe go with a red. That might work. Then I could add maybe another blue, and we're just gonna, I think that's a little bit too much, so we could maybe just stop like that, and I'm just gonna glue those down. Yeah, I think I like it just with the 4 strips there. So I will layer those and kind of take my fingernail and run it along the edges, and that basically just gives the paper a little bit of dimension, so that when it's, and I'll only add the tape down the middle, so that when it's on here it will have a little bit of interest and dimension with the strips of paper. So I'll go ahead and glue those down. I'll be right back. So for the photo, I've just gone through my stash again and just kind of picked some stuff that I could layer with, kind of going with the same color combo that I have over here with the strips. So an orangey one, a turquoisey one with some blue in it, and I'm also going to use the top 10, and I decided to use blue behind my photo since that's kind of the main color of this layout, and I just used some washi tape down the side. So basically I'm just going to layer those until, you know, you can see, you want to make sure you can see kind of all the layers, and you just want to move them around until they're how you like them, and that looks good to me, kind of like that. So what I'll do is I'll go and tape that down. This top 10 is just going to be tucked behind the photo right here. So I might want to try and move, I had a stripy piece of paper. That one would actually probably be good to put up there so that I could add the top 10 to it and it'll show up better there. So I think that looks okay like that. So I'm just going to glue that all down and then I'll show you what it looks like when it's. So I found these American Craft stickers. They're actually a navy blue, which is perfect. So I'm going to use these to do my Squad Goals title, and in the sketch the title is just at the top corner there. So we're just going to put Squad Goals. But there we go, Squad Goals up in the top there, and we have this here which I have glued down. So really the only thing left is to add some journaling here, and then they have some ink splatters. So I'm going to go grab my ink and let's add some ink splatters and some journaling, and maybe add a few more embellishments to this cluster here. I'll be right back. Okay, here it is, pretty much finished. I've decided not to use the stamps, which big surprise. I basically added the ink and acid. I added some rub-ons here and here just to add a little bit more kind of a mixed media look like the sketch was. And then I did my journaling down the side, and it just says, I love the Studio West dance family. This year their goal was to make it to top 10 overall, and they did it. They killed it. I love seeing them work hard, but most of all, have fun and make the best of friends. # Squad Goals. So I really love how this turned out. I'm not one to use sketches a lot because I prefer just to start off with kind of my own ideas and go from there, but this actually saved me time. This layout probably, even with filming, only took me probably an hour, which for me is pretty good. I usually take about 3 to 4 hours to do a layout, so it's actually maybe something I need to look at because I have very limited amount of time now. But again, head over to Joy's channel and I'll put the link below to see how she handled using this sketch in her projects. So thanks again for stopping by. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys next month. I can't believe we're already going into April next month for another Friday Inspiration. Bye!